In a peaceful forest, a swift and overconfident hare loved to boast about how fast he was. He claimed that no one in the forest could ever beat him in a race. One day, a humble and determined tortoise decided to challenge the hare to a race. The other animals gathered, curious to see how such an unlikely match would unfold. When the race began, the hare took off like a flash, leaving the tortoise far behind. The tortoise, however, moved slowly but steadily, staying focused on the path ahead. Confident that he was far ahead, the hare decided to take a break. He found a shady spot under a tree, lay down, and soon drifted off to sleep. While the hare slept, the tortoise kept moving, one step at a time, never stopping. His slow and steady pace carried him closer and closer to the finish line. Hours passed, and when the hare finally woke up, he realized with shock that the tortoise was almost at the finish line.
Oh, come on.
What's the moral of the story? In life, it's not always about how fast you go. It's about staying committed, focused, and moving forward, one step at a time. A question to ask yourself: what's one goal in your life where slow, steady effort will lead you to success? Let us know in the comments below. Like, share, and follow for more inspiring stories.
And welcome to Counsel of the Day with Shanrae. And I am Shanrae. And we are on week number 4. Week 4, part 1. This is our last week, our final week of my May 2026 Counsel of the Day with Shanrae. All month long, we've been talking about the why we don't try. And every week it's been a different subtopic with it. This week's subtopic is slow and steady. That's why I had the little animation up, the little shorts. And then, of course, it wanted to cut up, y'all. But it's okay. So let's go on and get started. I'm going to skip over with my visuals. My website disclaimer, my bio. Okay, my scripture that I use is Deuteronomy 31:6, 31:6, the NIV version. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid of them or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you, nor will he forsake you. Okay, now let's do our key points for tonight, because this 30 minutes is going to come and go quickly. Let me magnify it, and then I'm going to minimize it. There we go. And let me go on and minimize it. Our key points for tonight are: number 1, there's only one way to change. Number 2, why does it have to take so long? Number 3, people crave the familiar. Number 4, mourning the loss of our old lives. Oh, we're going to dive into that one. Mourning the loss of our old lives. Number 5 is don't rush the process. That was that animation that I put up. And number, of course, 6 and 7 is takeaway and quote. So let's go on and get right in. This is an open platform, guys. If you have any questions, good evening, Anti-Perm. How you doing? Hi, Laisha. Okay. So, hi, Lynn. How you doing? Okay, this is an open platform. I want to thank my YouTube family, Instagram family, TikTok family, LinkedIn family, Facebook family. And I think I'm missing somebody. Instagram family. Thank y'all for coming on tonight. This month has been awesome. And again, I give back. This is the way I give back as a degree counselor. I try to enlighten people of different things that some people may be struggling with. And a lot of times people are private and quiet. They keep things to themselves, but there is an answer and there's help. I'm telling you. And I believe, y'all, I say it all the time. I believe in the glass always being halfway full versus being halfway empty. I know that we can all become the best versions of ourselves if we choose to. There's help out there. There's strategies out there. So let's keep going. Number 1, our first thing that we're going to be talking about on tonight is there's only one way to change, guys. Slowly and over time. Hence the animation that I put up in the beginning. Excuse me, my screens is cutting up. Let me I'm hopefully y'all not seeing what I'm seeing, but let me get this. Let me get this out of my view. Okay. There we go. All right. So there is only one way to change. That is slowly and over time. Okay. So we've got to take it one step at a time, guys. And this research is by Dr. Jennifer Kunst, Kunst, PhD. And they call it, she's known for the Head Shrinker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's so cute. Jennifer Kunst, PhD, is a clinical psychologist and a psychoanalyst, and she works with adults and couples in their private practice, in her private practice in Pasadena, California. She speaks to inequality, psychotherapist, fitness trainer, nutritionist, financial advisor, organizational consultant. This is Dr. Jennifer Kunst. And so this is her research, and I really enjoyed when I was researching it, her studies, her findings. So let's move on. Number 2, why does it have to take so long? And we're talking about change. We're talking about getting to the bottom line. We're talking about understanding the why we don't try. Okay. And again, this is an open platform. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. If you want to share any scenarios, I'll stop and I'll highlight it. So Dr. Jennifer says that she thinks that one of the reasons why lasting change takes so much time is that there's enormous pressure there in the human psyche to maintain the status quo. So the mind is like a rubber band. Okay, we all know what a rubber band does. Okay, not unless it pops. Okay, but we can easily stretch it temporarily so. All right, but it snaps right back into its resting position. We too are like a rubber band. We resist change. Number 3, people crave the familiar. And think about it. I want you to think about one thing. What do we crave? The familiar. I'm going to give you one example. I grew up on poor man's meal, poor man's meat, eating chicken gizzards. Now, most people be like, ew, okay. But I grew up, that's what we can afford. You used to be able to get a pack of chicken gizzards for like 25 cents, something like that. And I crave the familiar. I'm eating some gizzards tonight after this because I make them really well and I enjoy them. And so people crave the familiar. So we take refuge in what we know. There's a basic principle in the deep layers of the unconscious mind that sameness, now this is it's called sameness equals safety and change equals danger. So I'm going to say this again. In the deep layers of the unconscious mind, that sameness to us equals safety, but change equals danger. So this is why it is so hard to break habits, even if we know it is not good for us, these habits, okay? So the work of change, it requires us to overcome a misconception. What is that misconception, y'all? We believe that we need the very thing that we're trying to give up. I'm going to say that again. All right? The work of change requires us to overcome misconceptions. And that misconception again is that we believe that we need the very thing that we're trying to give up. Okay. This could be as obvious as she gave an example. Dr. Jennifer gave an example, an alcoholic. The alcoholic believing that they need that alcohol, that drink, in order to live. Or an abused woman or man, because it goes both ways. They believing that they need that abusive person in their lives. It can be more subtle, though, such as a depressed person believing that they need that depression to be cared for. So they use that as a vice to have somebody there taking care of them. Or a worried person believing that they need to worry in order to keep themselves or their loved ones safe. So often these beliefs are misconceptions, okay? But they are held onto very tightly by people. And we can only detach from them bit by bit as we find a better reality to attach ourselves to, also bit by bit. So remember the animation that I played when we got started, bit by bit by bit. Okay, things change. It's the slow and steady person, the slow and steady commitment, which brings about change. Number 4, mourn the loss of our relationships to our old selves. So Dr. Jennifer reminds us, or she may be who's that? Hey Tracy. Dr. Jennifer talks about how Sigmund Freud, that's one of the people that I studied. I enjoyed his study. Sigmund Freud or Freud likened the change process to the successful work of mourning the death of a loved one. So he's compared it. Changing your mindset is almost like mourning the loss of someone. Dr. Freud, Sigmund Freud, observed that grief work, he calls it grief work, does not happen overnight or all at one time. Day by day, bit by bit, and painfully, the mourner works through each and every memory of their loved one. So we naturally picture a future with our loved ones, right? But when we wind up losing some of them, and we've all lost loved ones, when we lose them, we must let the picture of that future go. Okay. And it is a slow, painful process. We know that. Okay. But if we're to recover from the loss and move forward, we go through this process. Everybody goes through this process. And y'all know how Faye. So and again, we all have experienced loss. I've experienced the loss of my parents, my grandparents, my sister, and so on, my nephew, so on and so forth, my cousins, and different things like that. But we learn how to still love and move forward and start reshape our realities. So we don't want to do it a lot of times. It's hard. Sometimes we don't think that we can do it. Okay, but we do it one step at a time. Okay, sometimes it feels like it'll never end, that grief. But if we stick with trying to overcome, if we keep facing reality of our loss and the feelings that go with it, we're able to move forward. So Sigmund Freud never said don't, he's teaching you to work through your feelings. Keep working through it. We're not going to forget anything. We're not going to forget, but work through it. So in the work of changing ourselves, we must mourn the loss of our relationships to our old self. Now, us as Christians, let me tell you something right there. That's a preach by itself. But I'm not here to preach to anybody. This is not that platform. But what I'm saying is, when Dr. Sigmund Freud and then Dr. Jennifer revisited this study here, Dr. Sigmund Freud says we in the work of changing ourselves to become better, we must mourn the loss of our relationship to our old man, to the old self. Go on and mourn it. I used to be that party girl. I mean, I could drink. That's how people say. I could drink anybody up under, but that was back then. Things have changed. You're older now. You know better now. You got it out your system. Go on and mourn the loss of that, but move forward. Okay, that's what Dr. Freud is saying, and Dr. Jennifer is revisiting with that. So as in any love relationship, we have very strong ties to our old selves. We really do. The old self is the center of our identities. And it is all that we have known, even if we do recognize that there is something problematic that needs to change in this old way of being. This is what Dr. Freud and Dr. Jennifer revisited by saying, we resist giving up that old stuff. Sometimes we shake our heads in the process. Why am I doing this? This is insane. I can't handle my life without, for instance, like they said earlier, the alcoholic without alcohol. This is what people tell themselves. I can't handle I can't live my life without having promiscuous sex. I can't, without the drugs or something like that. So this is what Dr. Freud and Dr. Jennifer was talking about. So a bad day in the known is better than a good day in the unknown. And this is what people fear, because what you don't know, you fear it. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, people are afraid of what they don't know, the unknown. Okay, so I just can't move forward is what people tell themselves. It's a bad idea is what people tell themselves. I don't want to make things worse. And then, but what most people won't say is that I don't want to change. I know I need to, but a lot of people, they refuse to tell the truth. I don't want to change. Change, if you don't change, if you don't grow, then that means that you're stagnant. And that there's a and don't take this the wrong way, but that there is a retardation, and I'm not, please don't take it the wrong way. That's an old saying, old word. But if anything that don't change and don't grow, you're stagnant. That means you're stuck. You're gonna wither up. You're gonna wither up. There's no kind of future or anything. So this is what Dr. Freud was saying. He said people stop. This is what people tell themselves. I just can't move forward. Sure, you can. We can do anything we want to do. Watch people. They'll show you. If they want to do something negative, they're going to find a way to do that. Why don't we put that same energy into doing something positive for ourselves so we can, our lives can be enhanced and better? But fear of the unknown is what Dr. Freud had first found out, and then Dr. Jennifer brought back up. And then if we be honest with ourselves, we all know it. A lot of times we sit there and we keep passing the buck on. I'm gonna do eventually, but we're not honest with ourselves. I don't feel like going through the process of change. But that's the only way you're gonna get better and grow. Now I'm pausing right here. Again, my counsel that I present every 3 months is about encouraging and growth. Most people are afraid to move forward. They want to do it. I want to be better. I want to lose the weight. I want to do this. I want to travel. I want to do this. I want to save and buy a house. But the thing is moving towards discipline, and everything's not going to happen overnight, guys. Right? The way that change will happen, you have to start slow, but you got to keep going. You got to be continually moving forward, because you'll wind up looking back and saying, oh, wow, I didn't realize that I have saved $5,000 and I'm getting closer to my down payment. Oh, well, you know what I'm saying? Helen said, can't be stagnant. Keep pushing. We have to. No, not one person knows everything. But whatever you're experiencing in your life, that is good for you. Anything that you want to learn. Some people want to learn a new language. Thank God for the translating apps and these different books and these videos. There is a way out there for everybody. Uncle Charles, hey, Uncle Charles, hey. There is a way. Where there's a will, there is a way. Guys, I am encouraging you. That energy that we put into fear, being afraid, let's start reversing that energy and putting it into, I'm going to take one step closer to what I want to do. Write it down. You don't have to do a whole vision board, but start putting little things in your phone and your notes. Write down, you know what? I'm going to give myself 3 months to do something. Alicia Lane, she's been on most of the month. And that first week, she heard me talking about how I invested in the Simple app with the Tai Chi. And she got inspired and said, you know what? I'm not going to make any more excuses. Went ahead and joined the gym and been going all month long. She is reaching her goals. Now she said that she has never lifted weights ever before in her life. And now she invested in a personal trainer. They got her lifting small weights. Listen, by summertime, she is gonna have that hot girl body, because she got inspired and said, you know what? I'm gonna step out of fear. Stop. Fear is even with excuses. Whenever you hear somebody constantly making excuses for areas in their lives where they need to change, but they refuse to do it, that's fear. Which all that is doing is holding you back from being the best versions of you. Everybody has areas that have to change for the better. The thing is, we have to, this is called retraining our brain, our mindsets. So when we find ourselves saying, oh no, find a reason to sit there and now say, every time you tell yourself no, find a reason to tell yourself yes, why you should. And the more you do that, the more that's the slow and steady steps. The more you're going to start realizing how your life is starting to move upward instead of staying this way or going down. You know how you look at other people and say, man, well, I could do that too. You know the difference between, a lot of times we stop our own selves from being great. Or being and great. What I mean by being great is being the best that we can be in our walk in life. Okay, because no two people's walk in life is the same, but we all have the ability to be the best versions of us. Number 5, Dr. Jennifer says, don't rush the process. If you try to hurry up the change process, we don't work through these foundational struggles. Everybody has foundational struggles. I said it before. I thought that I was afraid of dogs growing up. Well, my mother was afraid of dogs, so she taught us to be afraid of dogs. Turns out I wasn't afraid of dogs. I have my little fur babies now. I was not. But that foundational struggle, it took me to become an adult and then incorporate the fur baby into my family. And I found out, oh my gosh, I love fur babies. That was my foundation. My mother foundationally taught us that, to be afraid of dogs, because she was afraid of dogs. And I got a big old 112-pound baby. He's 3. And he just is a gentle giant, just as sweet. My little baby, he just is sweet, so again, it talks about how we don't work through these foundational struggles, but we can change that. We can turn that around. We must go through a process of buying in to the value of change. This idea is at the heart of many successful change strategies. Okay. Long-term success in weight loss includes very small steps in the direction of maybe eating less and exercising more, or incorporating exercise, right? So that the body and the mind can adapt to this new equilibrium over time, starting small. Long-term successful organizational change involves incremental change, in which members of the organization at every level are consulted and involved. Long-term financial success involves smart investing over time and the patience to stay engaged through the ups and the downs. Long-term success in sobriety includes detaching from the drug or the alcohol and attaching to a new kind of support, one day at a time. So a quality psychotherapist or coach or a partner is going to hang in there with you through this slow 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Remember, there's always back and forth with it, but it's stay consistent, okay? We understand that it is the nature of change, where it may be 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But think about it. Let's do some little simple math here. 2 steps forward. So 2 take away 1 is still 1, right? So then you add another 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. Take away 1 is 2. Now you add another 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. Add one step back, minus 1, that's 3. To me, I don't know. I'm not a genius at math, but that still sounds like progression to me. I left off at 3. At 3. That number was larger than when you first started with 0. Okay, so this is it. All right, let me keep going. So there is no other way to do it. Each step forward is a loss of the old way. Okay, each step forward is a loss of your old way. And it involves grief and pain because, Lord, why can't I just do it the way I used to do it? Each step forward is a defiance of the misconception that sameness equals safety. Remember, we said that earlier? Sameness equals safety. Each step forward is an act of faith in the idea that change might actually be a good thing. All right. So, and all of this takes determination. All of this takes encouragement. And all of this takes time. All right. Let me see what somebody else was saying. Okay. All of this takes time. So I enjoyed this research of Dr. Jennifer L. Kuntz, PhD. She revisited Sigmund Freud's original teachings about this with change. It is remember, whenever we change, we're moving out of that old mindset into a new thing and moving into a better mindset. We're mourning the loss of who we used to be, but in the end, there's going to be a huge celebration because look where you are now compared to. Let's think about it in a more simpler state. Think about how many people who are now rich and moguls, but they started off poor. There is something that they had to do. They had to implement some form of change a different mindset in order to going from having literally nothing, no money, now to having a great gold, lots and lots of money. There is something that was implemented mentally, physically, and in every other way to get where they are, and then not only get there, but to keep the money. I like what Will Smith, he talks about how when he first came out as the Fresh Prince, as the rapper, and he did well with his money. But he made a lot of money. But then because he didn't learn how to maintain the money and how to invest it and keep it, he became poor again. Then he got another opportunity with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And as that was moving forward, he was able to learn how to better manage the money that he was making. And now he's so doggone rich, y'all. But that took, again, mourning the loss of that old mindset of, coming from nothing, spending everything, so then he lost it again. Dave Ramsey, he talks about how he became a millionaire, then lost everything and had to relearn strategies on how to become a millionaire again. Now he teaches people how to get out of debt, how to get their credit, keep their credit in good standing, and how they too can become millionaires. So again, all of that takes a loss and a mourning of an old mindset, or old foundational mindset, moving upwards into the new, to where you can reach your goal. And it takes time, guys. Don't sit there and say, "Oh God, this is taking forever." Just make sure that you make some notations. When you look back and say, "Oh, wow, I just did that little simple math, guys." All right. And how I ended on 3, but 3 still was farther than 0 when you first got started. All right. So take your time. And you'll be able to reach your goal. Guys, don't be afraid. Step out of fear or move in fear. If you scared, still move in fear. But move and meet the goals. Everybody have their own goals that they're trying to reach. Go on and move towards your goals. And things are taking its time. I have got so many goals that I have written down, and I check them off as I go. I've slowed down with some things, and some things are taking more time than others. But you know what? I'm still consistent with it. Look at my music. I have all these different my music. I could talk about my music as an artist, as a solo artist. It's taking its time. There are processes in order for it to get recognized, and there's money and different things like that, and or different opportunities. But I have not quit. I haven't stopped. I'm still moving forward. I may not be dropping music every year, but I'm still pushing the music that I have out there. And I got some good news today. I wasn't even, I have people, I have a person, a platform that's working with me. They sent me some good news. I'm on this, one of my songs is on the same billboard as Mariah Carey, Pastor Mike, different things like that. And my song, my song, No Boundaries, is number 17 on there. And I was like, what? It's slow but steady. It's happening. But I'm not giving up. Y'all don't give up. Don't give up. Slow and steady. That's the animation cartoon I played, and I'm going to be playing it again on Thursday night. But we're going to start seeing things change. Okay? So y'all, if you got to move in fear. But still do it. And go on and take your time, but reach your goals. Amanda said, that's dope, cousin. Yeah, thank you, cousin. My cousin Amanda is bad in her own right. Okay, that's that California bad over there. Kelly said, we say in church, step out on, yes, step out on faith. But if they don't understand that, the world says move scared. Move scared. All right, so let's move this on, because it's we 30 minutes in. Let's move this. Our takeaway for tonight is the work of change requires us to overcome a misconception. We believe that we need the very thing we're trying to give up, and we can only detach from them bit by bit as we find a better reality to attach to. Also, bit by bit. All right, so our next thing is our quote. I love this quote here. It is our duty as men and women to proceed as though the limits of our abilities do not exist. That's Pierre de Chardin. I love this quote. All right, I'm going to do my service announcements, and then I will see y'all on Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard. Shop for the very last night of Counsel of the Day, and then I'll see y'all in August from there. All right, so this is for my fellow theorists and counselors and psychologists. This is where my findings have come from. All righty, then, if y'all want to go back, snapshot it and look at that. Also, guys, there is a 3-minute survey that I put in there. Y'all go back and look in the chat. And this will help you. Let me go back, excuse me. It is the growth mindset 3-minute test link. Take the test, guys. It's only 3 minutes, and it'll show you the areas where you need to improve and the areas of your strength. Take it, guys. If you go in the link, click the link and go on and take it for yourself. Now, let me go back to my service announcement. Excuse me. All righty then. Where we at? Better Up. So if you want to create a personal professional transformation through expert coaching, www.betterup.com. There are life coaches there that will be matched with you, and they will help you reach your goals. All right. Next one is Ada Plus Community. This are empowering adults with ADD, ADHD, OCD to live their best lives. A different brain requires a different approach. www.adapluscommunity.com. BetterHelp. So if you want a safe space to speak with a licensed professional online, BetterHelp offers affordable counseling sessions for individuals, for couples, and for the entire family. www.betterhelp.com. All right, and the next one is 988 Crisis Helpline, where help is available 24/7. So if you are someone that you know might be feeling a little distressed, prevention and crisis resources for you or for a loved one with best practices with professionals within the United States 24/7. The 988 Lifeline provides help. All right, 988 Crisis Helpline. All right, Learning RX. Guys, I stand by Learning RX. Hey, Queenie. August. Hi, Queenie. All right, I stand by Learning RX. Guys, this organization has been around for over 30 years. They are a wonderful, they were known first for helping people with ADD. ADHD, cognitive disorders, intellectual disabilities, and they have helped them understand how to understand their own selves, how they think. And listen, the average graduate of Learning RX, their IQ is improved by 13 points. Oh, I love Learning RX. Okay. People who have invested in this organization have made significant gains in their skills, like their working memory, their long-term memory, and their attention. I love www.learningrx.com. This organization has, like I said, has been around for over 30 years with great success. All right. So if there is a past Counsel of the Day with Shanrae that you would love, series that you missed, or you just want to rewatch, you can go to my YouTube channel at Shanrae Price. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. Then select any past series that you would like to watch. Okay, that is my YouTube channel, Shanrae Price. My last one on this evening is if you're interested in professional one-on-one counseling services, feel free to contact me via Facebook Messenger, or you can inbox me on any of my social media platforms. I will get back with you. All of my platforms are under Shanrae Price, except for my Facebook. My Facebook, Shanrae Price was hacked about 5 years ago. They took over all my Shanrae Prices. I'm under Shanrae Owens Facebook. Inbox me. All right. Or you can email me at shanrae.price@gmail.com. I'm a lifestyle strategist. My aim is to aid you in your life's goals and your life's dreams. This has been week 4, part 1 of the science behind the why we don't try. This week, our subtopic is slow and steady. I will see you all. Thank y'all for participating on tonight. I will see y'all for our last night, Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for 30 minutes. And then after that, I'll see y'all in August. Y'all have a good evening, everybody. See y'all Thursday night. Good night, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming on and participating. Good night.